Raggy?
Yeah, that is banging. Chaps and chapettes, what we saying, man? Are we living and laughing once more? I have to say, man's just been kind of cruising in my Coruscant residence, you know, sitting cozy with Lego pads. And I actually managed to sign up a brand new manager. I've been in talks with my guy, Pep Guardiola. And it's been just one hell of a time at the club, you know, once again, bringing in the top managers. And, you know, the reason why I had to bring in this lad was to kind of share the workload with my guy Thomas Tukes. Because, you know, upcoming FUT Champs, we need to kind of even out the games. So I've had a lot of the players from the other squad that I've used to build this team. And, you know, Pep Guardiola showed me a little piece of paper. He said, these are the strats, lads. You know, we got to be pressing as soon as we lose the ball, that type of thing. And then a slow build up. We're going to be kind of, you know, holding the ball, a lot of the ball, playing that possession style. Lining up in that 4-3-3 false 9 variant. We got the left back and right back both on inverted and step up. And, you know, it's just going to be adding more to the midfield in that kind of central area, that kind of diagonal pass to the centre mids, but also kind of, you know, coming inside a bit when the centre mids come forward. Because you've got both centre mids on get forward and cover the centre. My guy Phil Fodes and Gabriel Jesus, they've got license to kill. You know, my guy JB, James Bond, coming through. I mean, it's kind of banging. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that film. Because, you know, Anna de Armas looking sexy still. But, I mean, it's looking banging. You know, the team here. We got the wingers out on the wide areas. We've actually kept them on balance. And obviously, yeah, with the centre forward sitting on false 9. So, you know, Pep Guardiola, he led his team. And he got tactically, you know, the chaps going early. We have Vinicius Jr., who we spent a lot of rags on. Like, you know, we're spending the big rags. And then Diaby coming in on the left wing position. So, you know, we're looking to attack him in the half space as early doors as Phil Fodes gets the ball and straight into that half space straight away. You know, that's like, you may think that the wingers are going to be the main threat or something, but there's a reason why we've put Phil Fodes, you know, from a left forward to a left centre mid, and then Gabriel Jesus from a right forward to a right centre mid in that 4-3-3 false 9. They're essentially the shadow strikers, and they're looking to do the absolute most. Yeah, as Foden gets the ball again. Phil Fodes! My. The guy really is about it. And I think under Pep Guardiola especially, they were getting on really well early. You know, they actually went out to 5 guys and they were getting a cheeseburger with large fries. And, you know, large fries is quite a lot, so man had to come through and, you know, take a lot of those chips, you know, quite happily too. And, you know, kudos to the boys, you know, having quite a laugh. And yeah, man, Pep Guardiola, I'm kind of excited for his future, to be honest with you, because he seems like one of those lads that can really, you know, just get a lot of goals and make all of these games quite exciting. It's Gabriel Jesus getting a goal from the half space. And you're really starting to see where the goals are coming from. The 2 centre mid positions as they're trying to get out here with Reguilon. Cuadrado pressing up. Obviously, he's, you know, been told by Pep Guardiola to step up as soon as they get the ball. My guy Jesus, Barella, Mertens. What can he do? It's Phil Fodes. Still Phil Fodes. Looking to work up a bit of magic. Diaby. Can he get it across? He can. It's Mertens. And he's just a magical lad. And I think that's the thing, you know. A lot of chaps, because I've been looking at Jobber's order list, because obviously he's kind of got like a list of orders in terms of, you know, who's buying what on the cartel, you know, in the outer rim kind of markets and all of that. And people not putting in orders for clones of Mertens. And I'm really surprised because I have to say Mertens, he's actually one of the best players out here, man. I really do feel like, you know, he didn't cost us much. I think he cost us like, I think you can pick him up for like 1k. Off the hot cartel market with that special discount from my guy Jobs. As Phil Fodes coming through again, and he's magical, man, for this team, I tell you. You know, having a left footer in that left-hand side half space, you know, just being able to shoot across goal. He's doing a madness, man. And we're flying through the qualification, you know, ready for that FUT Champions as yet another 4-2-3-1 is dismantled. Wait, low-key, I've just been sat on my speeder because obviously, like, I'm doing this commentary whilst kind of watching back on the footage. This is actually provided by Lego Padme FC. I'm sat on my speeder and I look down towards, there's kind of like this nightclub and there's 2 speeders that have suddenly crashed. There's like this green one and a yellow one just behind it. It's looking like a little bit hectic. In fact, there's someone running right now. Mate, that's actually getting scary. I think there's some sort of chase going on there, but... You know, we go into this game. We're 1-0 up. Immobile looking to unleash one, man. Falls to Usman Dembele. Gets it across. It's Fekir, man. No. Look at Shares, man, lying back, wishing he was in his lumber recliner. And that is actually a new prototype kind of thing that Jobber is working on now. Every time we get rank 1, you know, because we got rank 1 last time, we're getting more rags. And all of a sudden, more investments are being made. So a lumber support recliner chair is in the works. And that will be in the VIP section of the Lego Padme FC stadium. So, you know, that is going to be sexy, man. I would actually love to see that. And I'd love to lie back and one myself. As my guy Diaby looking to come through. Phil Fodes. Can he open a little pocket? Here is Jesus. Jesus back for Phil Fodes. Diaby. And they've been stretched. And that's the thing with Pep Guardiola's tactics. You know, you create that front 5 essentially with the 2 centre mids, the centre forward and the 2 wingers. And, you know, all of a sudden you've got a 5v4 because you've got these 2 shadow strikers. You've got the wingers stretching the left back and right back out of position. And then you can attack the half space with the shadow strikes. And it just gets dangerous, man. You know, Pep Guardiola really is a great strategist. And I think so far he's actually showing that. You know, he's 3 out of 3 in his qualification games. And, you know, I was actually really happy with the boy, and he was demanding the most from the players. You know, he's like Thomas Tuchel in the sense that, you know, these managers really demand the absolute best from their players, as Mertens trying to find a bit of a pocket. And that's what these players are being kind of trained to do, is look for the spaces. And there is a space for Mertens, who looks to go at him himself. Mertens falls back for the boy, looks to spin, and he bangs one, man. The keeper on the ground, man. My guy Mertens, you know, these players that can play in the tight spaces, that's what Guardiola likes. You know, the players, they're looking to fight, but he weren't too happy with that at all. He wasn't too happy, man. You know, conceding a goal there. And, you know, that just isn't really good enough. So Mertens looking to pick up the ball. My guy Barella, they're still looking for that pocket. Phil Fodes waits for the boy. Jesus! And he ribs. Once again, just that little pocket in the half space. And, you know, with these types of players, with the quality that they've got, you know, they only need a yard or so of space, like a little pocket. And they'll do something magical. As Vinicius Jr. going down this right-hand side on the right wing, taking on the boy. Gets past. Now he is getting in amongst them, and it's Mertens. And it's 3-1. And Guardiola and co are celebrating, man. Lego pads. She's loving it, man. And that just makes you want to get a little bit of ketchup, man, and just, you know, put it on some chips, man, and just get tucked in, really, with the chicken nuggets as well. Like, you could do it one of those buffets, you know. There was actually a buffet that was put on recently by Jobber. We actually went on a kind of, I would say road trip, but it's a hell of a lot more like a space trip, to be honest with you. So, you know, I'm sitting with Lego Padme, and, you know, she's actually taken her own shuttle out there, her own kind of spaceship, and then some of the other players and stuff like that, you know, Pep Guardiola headed out to Tatooine as well to see my guy Jobber going out to, you know, the sand dunes and all of that. And I have to say, like, it was actually a really nice trip. Like, it was just a really good time. We end up going to Jabba's palace, and he shows us kind of these new players that he's brought in. He's showing us like a load of carbonite frozen players, essentially. Like, you know, Xavi, you know, who else do we have? I think Pirlo. And, you know, he had like a nice little collection at the palace. And as well, like, we got to see some guy essentially just, you know, try to steal the Five Guys off us because we're having the Five Guys for dinner with my guy Jobs. And some lad tried to take the Five Guys from the boy, man. And, you know, we can't be having that. And then Jobber just unleashed him down, you know, down into the pit, into the Sarlacc pit. And, you know, that's a 50-50 you can't win. You know, that's a shoulder challenge that really I think is a bit too much for many. So, you know, Shannon the Cannon Briggs is almost like, let me out and, you know, let's see if the boy can handle the boy. And I was like, nah, you know, this is the one fight, Shannon the Cannon, I don't think you're getting the dub. You know, I've seen you beat Mike Tyson and all of that, but I think this is one step too far. And he's like, you know what, champ, maybe you're right. And then we kind of departed off and headed back to the stadiums, you know, the FUT Champ stadiums and all of that, that these games are being held at, and we continued on. And, you know, you can just see the dubs that we're getting in, man. We're playing up against really tough teams. You know, teams that have been on different diets, you know, teams that are trying out things like Skittles and, you know, just high sugar diets and stuff like that. Just weird stuff, man. Like, really weird. Like, they're not on the green tea. And I think you could tell, like, later on in these games, they're really starting to go. Especially, you could see, you had, like, the coffee drinkers, and they would really just kind of down the coffees. And towards the latter stages of the game, you could see the energy really dip off. Whereas the green tea, you know, I mean, we don't want to kind of be advertising too much, but essentially the green tea kind of longer lasting energy. And in the final minutes, you know, if they can make it to the final minutes, a lot of these teams obviously getting beaten up and, you know, battered and bruised almost in the early stages. But, you know, those that did go to the latter stages were getting kind of done in. So, you know, we're up against another team here, you know, Karim Benzema. And this is actually Ryan MK Man's latest attempt at being a football manager. You know, it's 1-1 at half-time. Or around about coming up to half time, and we're just finding the pocket. So Phil Fodes in the half space. It's Phil Fodes and a keeper having a little slip, man. Oh, that's Peter C, the ice rink type thing. And yeah, man, you know, that's why you got to just be prepared for the conditions. You know, some of these FUT Champ stadiums, the grass and all of that is not really the best, man. I have to say, like, I'm not really too sure what's going on in terms of the quality of the pitch. It's certainly not as good as, obviously, the Lego Padme FC stadium. The same with the seats too. But Gabriel Jesus getting that 3-1, man, in the half space again. Every time we're finding the pockets. And Ryan MK Man was throwing his hands up in the air. He didn't know who to blame. He started blaming some of the fans, and he got in a bit of a tussle with one of the fans. And he didn't realise who the fan was. It was Nicholas Breslin. And he swung for Ryan and he dropped him. I swear he dropped him. And you know, stretcher off a pitch type thing. And yeah, Ryan wasn't looking in the best of ways. My guy Nicholas Breslin, he could really pack a punch. Shout out the perks type thing. So yeah, man, we're coming up against another team. And this team, they look to defend. You know, they said, all right, let's keep it compact. Keep it cozy. And we'll see it out. You know, they really thought they could see it out. 12 minutes in, it's 1-0. And the manager is like, oh dear, because he, like, all of his planning, I've heard, he kind of looked at our strategy. You know, he's looked into Pep Guardiola and all of this, and he's like, lads, we're not conceding, that's that. And, I mean, it's almost like that little quote, it's like everyone knows what they're doing until they get hit or whatever. You know, that little quote from my guy Rocky type thing. You know, sliced alone, and this lad got hit, he got rocked. You know, Shannon the Cannon type thing. He got rocked, man. 21 minutes in, they're 3-0 down, and we're pacing them to, you know, we're taking them to pieces, and the half spaces just finding the pockets. But now he's looking to swing by, you know, looking to strike back, the Empire Strikes Back type thing. And, you know, Ryan MK Man, low-key being signed up for the Empire or something. He's trying to get a deal because the Empire kind of offer you that security, and they offer you the racks, man. If you sign with the Empire, they'll give you a lot of, you know, facilities and financial backing. So that's why a lot of teams recently have been submitting to the Empire, really. And, you know, it's tough to see, man. You know, we're still partnered up with my guy Jobber, and he is actually like a really solid partner. And we're not really looking to change anytime soon. Though, is my guy Spinazzola looking to go down the left-hand side. Diaby giving it through to Barella. And can we get another goal? Lasso. Vinicius Juniors. My guy Junior. What's he saying, man? Vinicius. It's Phil Fodes. And that's that, man. Pep Guardiola masterclass. There's not really about much you can say. It is literally just a masterclass you're watching right here. 5-2. And, yeah, I think Ryan MK Man did have the coffee going on some of those players. And towards the end, they were just really lacking. You know, energy levels really dipping. So, you know, now it's time to hit out my guy Jobs and see what he's saying in terms of the rewards. You know, we managed to secure yet another. I think this is our third rank 1 qualification. You know, we're currently 2 FUT Champions played. Obviously, rank 1 in both of those. And we're looking to repeat the same success, you know, but can Guardiola repeat what Thomas Tuchel has been able to do at a club? I mean, Thomas Tuchel has solidified himself, I think, already as a bit of a legend, getting 2 top finishes. And, you know, so far, in terms of qualification as well, we've got a very clean record. And can we make it 3 out of 3 in terms of rank 1? It's certainly going to be an interesting weekend league. So, you know, the players, they're coming through, but they're not really looking the best. They're just not looking the best. You know, even Jobber was having a chuckle, and he was just chucking them straight down in the Sarlag. Because, you know, this time we actually had Jobber receiving the packages, and he just said he'll send through some of the good players if they are any good. But a lot of them were just getting fed to the Sarlag thing, and then he would just pay us for, you know, the player. And, you know, it's tough to see him go like that. A man was watching on the holocam having a chuckle, but you know, it's a tough way to go. The man getting munched up. And then, yeah, man, we got this mega pack. What's the mega pack saying, Jobber? What's he saying, man? Oh, he did. It's going to be a bit of a feast for the boy. It's looking like as Mason Mount trying to climb out of the Sarlacc pit. But he ain't getting out, chaps. He ain't getting out, chaps and chapheads. So there you have it, man. You're going to have to see in the next episode how we get on in the actual FUT Champions tournament. In a jiffy, man.
Whoa! Nerf gun. I shot myself in the eye. From like 1 meter, man. Now I can't play, I spy. Wow. Ow. That hurt. Yeah. Up in Cine World. With a yacht who's gonna flirt. She just told me all this dirt. All the gossip from the office.